things to click in your mind, that is, this cost that is given is a step cost. Step cost meaning it has got some element of variability and it has got some fixed element as well. Okay, so you need to separate the two. So like I said, to separate the two, we have various methods: scatter diagram approach, we have linear programming approach, and then we have our high-low method. As accountants, you know, we are scared of this huge calculation. Linear programming is highly scientific, okay, but it's the best method, but it's highly scientific. So we don't cover it in this syllabus, but at least we know about it. That is also another option, okay? But the high-low method, even though its accuracy is not, you know, it's not very accurate, but it's a simple way of separating fixed costs from their variable elements. Okay. Right. So,
Mr. Fofan,
yes,
but they must also give you the total fixed cost.
Yes, just like they have given us total fixed cost here for each of the periods. Look at the total production overheads. Okay, the total production overhead for month 1 is 670,000, and for month 2 is 700,000. So they will give you those for each of the activities they have given. It could be more than, it could be 5, it could be 10, it could be 100. But you always look for 2 things: lowest activity level and highest activity level and their corresponding overhead. Finish. That's what you look for. So this time around, you are given only 2. So if you are given 2, naturally, one will be the highest and the other one will be lowest. Highest, lowest.
So okay. Do you mean the overhead represent the fixed component, fixed overhead?
Yes. This is total production overhead. This actually is not fixed as it's a step. It's a step overhead. It's a semi-variable cost. So there is part in it, like this 620 here, this 700 here. There is part in it that is variable and there is part in it that is fixed. So that's why it's not calling it fixed overhead here, but it's like overhead, total overhead. Just call it total overhead, yeah? Okay?
Yes, thank you.
Good.
Sir, would it be safe to call it a mixed production cost?
Mixed production overhead. Yes, you could call it mixed production overhead.
Overhead.
Okay. Yeah, mixed production overhead. Yes, it's like it's a mix of both the variable and the fixed. Yeah, it's a mix of them. Yeah, so you could be right to say it's a mixed production overhead. Yeah.
Mr. Fofana, are you recording, please?
I have not started recording, is it?
The recording is going. I think you have started.
My recording is on.
Have you stopped it?
Yes, I've stopped it and I started another one, yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Right. So, okay. So we go and open our new spreadsheet. Okay. So as usual, we go to our email. On the top right corner where we have the 9 dots, the Google Apps, we select our Google Drive, or if you are using a mobile device, you're supposed to download Google Sheet app so that you can go to it directly. Okay, that's another way of doing it. Even if you are using a laptop also, you could download your Google Drive app. You can go to it directly without going through your email. So there are various ways of going to your Google Sheet. Okay, so whilst I'm there, then I go to new. I think all of us knows how to do this because we have done our assignment before. Okay, so now I'm going to project my. So I'm gonna stop projecting this one. Then I will go to project my new spreadsheet. Okay, so untitled spreadsheet, share. Right, so can you all see my spreadsheet? Can you all see my spreadsheet?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, right. So I'm going to zoom it so that it can become bigger for people to understand. So I'm going to zoom it 150%. Okay, so that's 150%. Then I will give it a title. Okay, so you click on here to give it a title. So I will call it Edwards Company Limited. Edwards Company Limited. And I would say dash target costing. I'll say dash target costing. Okay. So I have explained what we're supposed to do. Okay, I have explained what we're supposed to do. So first, we're supposed to calculate our unit cost using our current costing method, which is absorption costing. Then we calculate our target cost. We compare the two, okay? So we can find our cost gap. Okay, so that's it. So like I said, in C, we have already explained what cost gap is. And another method of doing this also is when you do A and B, you could jump to D. Okay, after doing D, then you go and do C. Can you see? In exams, that will be the best way. Okay, you do AB because AB does not depend on the case that much. Okay, after doing AB, then you jump to D, do your D, do all your calculations, and then because C is like commenting on D, then you'll have your cost gap calculated and then you can comment on it. So in exams, you can do your questions in any order. What is important is make sure you label the question number adequately. That's the most important thing. Okay. So this is the D part. Call it D. All right. So what is required here is first we need to calculate our unit cost. So I just say unit cost statement, say using absorption cost. Unit cost statement using absorption costing. Okay, is that clear? Then we can go and start. So what's the first cost item we need to calculate here? Mind you, what we are doing now is not target costing, but we are doing absorption cost. Like this is why I said your absorption costing and your ABC, they are very, very, very important. Even though they are traditional methods, they are methods that are old-fashioned, but they are really, really important. All the new methods cannot go without them. Okay?
I think we are going to calculate component one now.
We're going to, the first one will be component one. And what is component one? When we are calculating our absorption costing, how do we start it? Sorry?
The direct material.
Very good. So we start with the prime cost. And on the prime cost, the first thing that we consider is the direct materials. Then direct labor, then direct expenses. We calculate our total prime cost, then we have our overheads. The same system here. We are not doing anything new. Absorption costing, that's what we are doing. Okay? So our direct material here, we don't just call it direct material, but they are of different parts. We have three different types of our direct material here. We have our component one, which is called circuit board. We have our component which is called wiring, and then we have other materials. Okay, so these three things will constitute our direct materials. And when you come to our direct labor is what? The assembly labor. Okay, and then the production overheads will be our production overheads, as simple as that. So there's nothing difficult in it. This is why I said what we lack is the understanding. What we lack is definitely the understanding. That's why, you know, for those of you who might be at the university today, my last semester guys, you know, we had a late exam. They took their exam today. You know, the supervisor of the exam was talking to me. It was like, it was so funny. He said there were lots of you know, little noise because students think whatever they have done in class is what they're going to find directly on the exam paper. You know why? Because they memorize. They don't understand. And it's very bad to memorize. Okay? So some of them were a bit disappointed, and so they were not happy. Those who are not properly prepared, actually. So for your information, I will not give you direct question. I can give you a question that we might have answered in class, but I will turn it the other way around. And if I turn it, I can turn it properly. Okay, so please take note of that. I'm not boasting, but I'm different from a lot of other lecturers. I'm a professional, you know, and of course, whatever I do is professional. Whatever I teach you is professional accounting, and whatever exams questions that are going to come will be professional. So don't expect to get, you know, peanuts. You know, I don't give you peanuts, so don't expect your questions in the exams will be peanuts. Okay. So, so we go to component 1. So just call it component. There's no need to say circuit board and all these things. So once you say time is of essence here. Once you say component 1, or you can say circuit board, but don't put the 2 because it's going to waste your time. Okay, so when we look at our component 1, let's have this for our description. Let's make it a bit big. Okay, so our component 1, let's have a heading. Let's have a heading called amount in dollars. We're trying to be professional. So let us let's format this into 2 decimal place. So we align it to the right. Okay. So to align it to the right, we click on the whole of the column C, and then we click on the alignment to the right. And for the decimal, we go to format, number, and then we choose the number formatting. That will give us 1,000 separator and 2 decimal place. So I choose that. Okay, please take note of it. We're trying to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. We're going to learn our accounting stuff, and we're going to learn our spreadsheet stuff. Okay, right. So the component 1, we have the cost of the circuit board. What's the cost of the circuit board?
$4.1.
So we say component 1 and that, then we have the cost. The cost is directly on the plate, and it's what? 4.1.
4.1.
4.1. Okay, but is that the end of, is that the total cost of component 1?
No.
Okay.
No.
What else? What else?
The delivery cost.
The delivery cost. Okay. Your delivery cost. So the delivery cost of component 1 is what? We've been told that to deliver this kind of materials, you don't just go and buy 1 item or 2 items and then transport. No, because they charge you per trip. On the trip, you have to have 4,000 circuit boards there. And that 4,000 costs you 2,400. So if you want to find for each, what do you do?
I think you need to divide the amount by the number of badges.
Okay, so what formula do we put here? Equals?
Equals 4,000 divided by 2,500.
Is it 4,000 divided by 2,500 or what?
No,
Yes.
2,400 divided by
2,004 by
4,000.
4,000.
Okay, good. 2,400 divided by 4,000. The total cost divided by the total unit to get each. So the badges are what? 4,000. And the cost For that 4,000 batch is 2,004. So if you want to find for each, you take the monetary value divided by the quantity in the batch. So 2,400 divided by 4,000. So that gives you 0.6. Okay? So now we go to component 2. Component 2. Okay, so component 2, let's read component 2. It's a wiring. Like I said, in this situation, 25 centimeter wiring is needed for each computer radio. However, in some ways it involved, so we know that there will be a waste of 2%. So we do the grossing, and it's going to cost us 50 cents per meter. So we know that 25 centimeters, we have to convert it to meter because we have our price in meter. Okay, so we can just do it here straight. I think you understand the explanation. So we can just do the calculation here straight. Okay, so can someone give me a formula that will calculate everything?
Let me try.
Yes, equals?
Yes, equals 25.
No, bracket open, board mass.
This bracket open here, exactly.
Okay, 25?
Divided by 100.
Divided by 100,
Times.
Bracket closes.
Bracket close, yes. Times.
Multiplied by, multiplication is the star sign. That's the one on top of 8. Multiplied by?
100.
Okay, bracket opens again.
But, yeah.
100 divided by?
Divided by 98.
98, and we all know how we arrive at 98. 98 is the 100% minus the 2%. Okay. Okay, bracket
0.5. And 0.5.
Multiplied by 0.5.
Sorry, Mr. Fofan.
Yes.
In this case, can you open like 2 brackets at the start?
Yes, you can do that, but this is also correct. You can do 2 brackets at the start. So that's also, yeah. So once you enter, and then you have this. Okay. So the formula is here for you. Like I said, if you want to view the formula, it's very easy. This is like our working. If you want to view it, you just go to view menu, and it says show formula. So it will show you all the formulas. Can you see that? Then if you want it to be in the answer mode, you go to view and then check back this. Then it's going to go back to that.
Sorry, Mr. Fofana, this method that you use, is it gross up method or what?
Sorry?
The method that you use here, is it known as gross up?
It's the gross up method, yes. We're trying to gross up. We're trying to gross up to 25 centimeters, just like I explained. So when we gross up the 25, we know that when you multiply 25 meters. Oh, 1 second, I'll put this. 'Yes, Dumbuya, you are asking, is the gross up method? Yes. So when you look at it, like I said, the 25 centimeters, we all agreed that this will be the net, okay? Because it told us that in an ideal situation. So we've been told that there is a 2%. So that means when we are buying, we're going to buy plus that 2%, okay? So when we gross up, so use on your calculator 25 by 100, multiply by 100 over 98. How much will that give you before multiplying by 0.5?
Let me check and see. I have 0.255.
0 point?
255.
255.
Yes.
Okay. So that means 255, that means 25.5.
Yes, 25.5.
Okay, so that's more than 25. So that's why we gross it up. Because 2% is small, that's why it's only 0.5 of it. Okay? So we gross that up, we have 25.5, and then we multiply it by the by the cost, which is 0.5. Okay, so that gives us that. Okay, is it clear? So we go to the next one. The next one is the other materials.
Yes, I think that one we are going to take it direct, no?
Yes. Okay, other materials. So the other materials is given to us on a plate, isn't it?
8.8. It's 8.10. Yes.
Okay, 8.1. Correct?
Mr. Fofana,
Yes.
the delivery cost, how did you get it? I missed that part, please.
The delivery cost. Yes, what we did was the delivery is always in batches. To deliver a batch of 4,000 component one, it will cost you 2,400. So if you want to find what is the delivery cost for each of component one, you take the total amount that's going to cost you divided by the total units. So that's 2,400 divided by 400. Okay.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Shall we move? Okay, shall we move?
Yes, we are going, I think, to the assembly. I think to the assembly level.
Okay. So we got other materials. Now, next is our assembly label. Okay. Next one is our assembly label. Okay. So, like I said, this one also we have to gross it up. Unfortunately, we have people who are not working, and we should try to eliminate them. Yeah. This 10%. You know, this is why the West is developed. They don't. You will not say they don't have idle time, but their idle time is always very low. Okay, that's why for most of the institutions, especially the production industry, most of it, people are paid hourly, not monthly. This monthly pay thing it makes people lazy. Okay, you come for certain days, you don't come for certain days, you're still paid your full month salary. But in the West, it's different. You are paid hourly. You work for an hour, you're paid for an hour. Simple as that. And if you start work, in most places, if you are late for more than 15 minutes, you lose that 1 hour. They deduct 1 hour from you straight away. As simple as that. And that's the only way we will develop. Okay. So we look at the label. We have to gross that up as well. So assembly label. Okay. So assembly label, as we can see, the rate is what? £12.06, and it's 30 minutes for each radio, but we're going to gross that up. So what formula should we put here to gross it up? Equals?
Equals so. Bracket open.
Bracket open.
And 30 over 60.
30 divided by 60.
I think 60 is 60 minutes, 1 hour, something like that.
Yeah. Yes, of course.
Yeah, times.
But that one also is the same as that one. It's the 30 is in minutes, and then the rate is in hours. So you have to say 30 divided by 60. Bracket closes.
Yes, times.
Multiplied by
100 over 90.
That is by grossing it up. So don't forget the 100 over 90 by grossing it up. And you need to put it. You need to put it in brackets. 100 over 90.
90 times.
Bracket closes. Multiplied by
12.6.
12.6. Okay.
Yes.
So if you want, you can put all that into bracket. So last bracket, and then you open a new bracket, you enter. So if you enter, you have
Yeah, you said it.
as your assembly level. Okay. This is the way we arrive at it. Okay. Same way as the component tool. Okay. Because of idle time, we have to gross up. Idle time is equivalent to waste. Okay. So because it's going to, there will be a waste, we have to spend more time. So instead of 30 minutes, it's going to be more than that. Okay, so if you want to know the time you're going to spend instead of 30 minutes, so do the 30 multiplied by 100 over 90. How much will that give you? 30 multiplied by 100 divided by 90. See? So that will give you 33 minutes instead. So instead of spending 30 minutes, we're going to actually spend 30 minutes on the product, but we are paying for 33 minutes. Okay? We are paying for 33 minutes because of the idle time. Okay. Right, so let's move on. The last bit is what? So we've already got our prime cost, isn't it? So let's have our prime cost, because according to the information provided, we have got all the prime cost elements. So the next part is the overheads. So let's calculate our prime cost. So what formula do we put here for our prime cost?
Equals to
Equals
sum
sum
bracket opens.
bracket opens
You have I think C5.
C5 to
Column, then
E9. We enter. Good. Okay. So far, so good. Any questions, everybody?